Hi everyone, out at the field today with my modified RC Powers SU30 version 4. Essentially I trimmed the canards off, which according to Wiki still makes it an SU30. But anyway, I also downsized it by about 12%, I think. My wingspan is 27 inches. I have all 6 controls going here today, elevons, ailerons, and rudders. Made a couple of changes to all those surfaces. Today I'm running it's kind of a no-name 2212.6 2200 kV motor, probably one of the most popular size park jet motors around, with the master air screw 6x4x3 prop. I'm at about 582 grams, about 20.5 ounces here, unpainted. About 7 or 8 flights on it right now, just getting her dialed in, so thought we'd give her a bit of a thrash. Unfortunately, kind of a clear sky and the sun, but anyway, insert any other excuses I have here. But all right, so here we go. Oop. Bad throw by the pilot there. So just launching at about 50% there. I'll just slow it down first. Very broad speed envelope on the SU30. Very, very stable. Good stability with those big ventral fins. So I'm at about just 30-35% throttle, just gentle inputs. There we go. So I'll just crank her up. I'm at about 60% throttle here. Very, very easy to throw around. I'll talk a little bit more about the throws I have after landing. Very crisp axial rolls. So this is a max performance loop with the throws that I have. The nice thing I like there is I think those ventral fins help keep it tracking very, very true. Lots of times, I've had airplanes where if I crank really hard, like a full loop, I'll just do a regular loop here. Nice and smooth, stable. Sometimes if I crank really hard like that, what'll happen is, as the plane pulls out of the bottom of the loop, it wants to spill, left or right out of in the yaw axis, which this doesn't. Clips along really nicely actually with this little inexpensive motor. I think the prop costs as much as the motor. So okay, so we'll do a little fighter pilot workout session here, a little high speed, high G turn. Tracks very very true. So there's another one of those max performance loops. I'm really impressed with that. I've only got about 50-60% throttle, but it doesn't it doesn't sort of break itself. Sometimes planes will, maybe because of the size of the elevons too, I'm not sure, the elevons will act like an air brake almost and cause the airplane to spill out sideways or just essentially park itself. Burners, burners, go. Really, I'm really impressed with the breadth of the speed envelope on this plane. Okay, so there's my my alarm. It's just so it glides just beautifully here. I just chopped the throttle, a little bit of elevator to hold it off. Oop. Almost went sideways at the end, a little pilot error. So anyway, there's the modified RC Powers SU34. That's about 8 flights, like I said. I try not to get too giddy the first time I fly a plane, because we're always excited when we fly a new plane for the first time. But really impressed with this with this airplane. So I'm just going to show you, I know it's hard for you to tell, I have about an inch of travel in the elevons in both pitch and roll. My elevons are actually, I reduced the span this way, I think, by almost an inch on either side to bring in sort of more scale proportions. So they're quite a bit smaller, but they are still very, very effective. I have about 5/8 inch travel on the ailerons, which is probably a little bit more than what I normally would fly on most of my planes. But I think I talked about these big ventral fins here. They certainly help a lot in the stability and the tracking, but I think maybe to get, like, you know, really crisp rolls, I think something might need a little bit more throw there. But anyway, we all have our own individual flying style. And on the rudders, I think I've got about 3/4 of an inch there. What I forgot to do there in that flight was a stall turn, but it performs really, really well in the yaw axes. Are worked out to be really clean rudders, because when I do something with the rudders, it doesn't induce a lot of adverse yaw or cause it to want to roll. So I ended up, because I took the canards off, dummy. Because I took the canards off, this right here is the stock CG per the plan, and my CG ended up being here, which is about 3/4 further forward. So I took the canards off, and the other thing that I did was I moved the leading edge of the wing forward by about 1/2 an inch to try and compensate for the loss of lift from the canards and give me slightly lower wing loading, so that might impact it. But it does actually, I did originally, when I balanced it, my battery was way back there, so I've probably moved my battery about an inch, maybe an inch and a half further forward. And I also, my speed controller was back here, and I've now moved it up to here. So I might even, when I get it home, I might even actually move the receiver forward a little bit, bring a little bit more of that weight forward, and then be able to slide the battery back a little bit, because, you know, the battery's obviously the heaviest part of the single component of the plane. But yeah, just very, very impressed, you know, with this plane. It's a very simple, straightforward build. Very pleased with that. Very pleased with this little power setup for it. So I will eventually paint it if I can stop flying it long enough. But I think Mother Nature will take care of that for me with the rain. So there we go, folks. Modified RC Powers SU30 version 4. Please check the comments down below for more info on today's setup, plus the mods that I did. There's a bunch of that stuff posted already on the RC Powers forum in the SU30 V4 thread. So thanks for watching. Blue skies, calm winds to everyone. Park jet noise, the other sound of freedom, baby. Take care.